Facebook says they've got this program called Deep Face, where they created an artificial intelligence program that can learn. And then they've got there's this database out there that everybody uses. It's called the Label Faces in the Wild, LFW database. 13,000 photographs from around the web of 5,700 celebrities. And in different poses, different postures, different lighting, different expressions on their face. Because facial recognition has been a real challenge for computers up until now. Because if you open your mouth, your face changes. If you smile, your face changes. If you open your eyes wide, your face changes. If you squint, your face changes. I mean, we've got all these muscles on our face. And all of them produce changes in the ratios and proportions that a computer would see if it was trying to match one face to another. Which is why mugshots were always face forward, face to the side, don't open your mouth. You try to make it as simple as possible. But now what they're doing is they're teaching these computers how to learn. And this Deep Face project at Facebook has reached the point, apparently, where they're about as good as we are. This from this article in today's Science magazine, sciencemag.org. Catapulting the California-based company beyond other corporate players in the field, Facebook's Deep Face system is now as accurate as a human being at a few constrained facial recognition tasks. The intention is not to invade the privacy of Facebook's more than 1.3 billion active users, insists Jan LeCun, a computer scientist at New York University in New York City who directs Facebook's artificial intelligence research, but rather to protect your privacy. Once DeepFace identifies your face in one of the 4 million new photos that users upload to Facebook every day, quote, you will get an alert from Facebook telling you that you appear in the picture. You can choose to blur out your face in the picture to protect your privacy. Oh, isn't that sweet? They're going to let me know if somebody uploads a picture with me in it. And now you know what I look like in all dimensions and under all circumstances wherever I am. And at what point does Facebook start sharing this information with, say, the police or the FBI or Bank of America? So that they can, for your credit score, they can start saying, okay, well, does this guy go to the bar? I mean, they may already know that just from looking at your credit card. And yes, they are compiling those things, categories for you. Isn't that nice? At the end of the year, you get this nice little summary. Here's how much you spent on restaurants. Here's how much you spent on your bar tab. Here's how much you spent on hotels. Here's what you spent on household goods. Here's what you spent, Right. You think that information is there because I want it? I already know how much I spent in restaurants, broadly speaking. That information is there because it's marketable. It makes my name more valuable when they sell my name. Hey, here's a guy who eats out 3 days a week. Market to him your food products. And all of this you could argue is, fine, well and good as long as they're just using it to market it to you. But it's not going to end there. It never does. And I'm telling you, the new model for capitalism, mark my words, the new model for capitalism in the United States and around the world. This is what Germany is imposing on Greece. It's what the billionaires want to impose on you and me. The new model for capitalism is the model for capitalism that was pioneered by Singapore, that was picked up by China. Deng Xiaoping went to Singapore and said, how does this work? You're rich here, but the guy who's running Singapore has been, one family's been running Singapore for 40 years. And anybody who stands up to them gets slapped down. I just suggested in a public meeting in Singapore in the late 90s that people should get politically active if they don't think their schools are good enough. And they came and trashed my hotel room. The police. It's their way of saying, we're watching you. Authoritarian capitalism really works well. capitalism in an authoritarian regime where people can't vote. Gee, recently looked at, for example, in Florida, where you've got 600,000 African Americans who can't vote because of a felony conviction, 400,000 of them in North Carolina. Keeping people in subjection, removing from them any ability to have a say over their own future and the nature and fate and future of their own government, stripping people of that, and then using them for labor and exploiting their desires to serve the economy. Authoritarian capitalism has a long history here in the United States. It was called the company town. Tennessee Ernie Ford sang a song about, oh, my soul, the company town, or the company store. And it's like what we used to do here in the United States. These authoritarian capitalists, they would literally buy a town. Got a coal mine there, got a steel mill there, whatever they have. And when you come in, you're paying rent to the company that you're working for. You're buying your food from the company you're working for. And if you get out of line, the company you're working for will make you homeless. It's authoritarian capitalism. It nearly took over the United States in the late 19th and early 20th century. The guys who snatched democracy back from the jaws of authoritarian capitalism in 1901 through 1910 roughly, were Teddy Roosevelt and William Howard Taft. Republicans. Progressives, but Republicans. And then the authoritarian capitalism raised its ugly head again in 1929. Well, throughout the 20s, really, with the election of Harding in 1920 and his coming to power in 1921 and dropping the top tax rate on the billionaires from 95% down to 25%, kicking off the roaring 20s, which were not roaring for average working people. Poverty was huge in the United States in the 20s, but the rich got really rich. Here we are again.